The inconsistency amongst Nigerian politicians is worrisome. How can one be cold today and the next hour the person is super hot? Does this best explain the mantra that in politics there are no permanent friends or permanent enemies, but only permanent interests? This is our discussion for today. My name is ADS. Let's start with this video. Watch.
I've had the privilege of going through the constitution of APC, and I've come to the inevitable conclusion that APC as a party has committed itself through its constitution to some aims and objectives which are compatible to my principles as a politician. These aims and objectives include to render selfless service at all levels of governance that will rekindle a deep sense of patriotism and nationalism, to build a nation of equal opportunities, mutual and peaceful coexistence, respect and understanding among Nigerians, to eliminate all forms of discrimination among Nigerians, to promote internal democracy at all levels of parties organization, to promote true federalism in the Federal Republic of Nigeria, to institutionalize representative democracy, discipline, and strict observance to the rule of law, to evolve an economic policy direction that will guarantee public participation and control of the major means of production, distribution, and exchange that will ensure the general welfare of the people, to defend the freedom of the press and the fundamental freedoms and human rights of the people of Nigeria and the people of the world in general, to work consciously to promote the development of science, technology, and local expertise, and to pursue a dynamic foreign policy channeled towards the maintenance of international law, peace, harmony, and cooperation, which is based on Afrocentrism and reciprocity. These are lofty aims and objectives. These are the objectives that I have pursued and will continue to pursue in my political career. And based on these lofty, beautiful aims and objectives, I, Dr. Kenneth Okonkwo, hereby declare my membership of the All Progressive Congress.
That was veteran actor cum lawyer Kenneth Okonkwo. Could this case be that of once I was blind, but now I can see? During the 2019 elections, Kenneth Okonkwo was all out to see President Muhammadu Buhari of the APC re-elected as president. But now, he so much despised the APC to the extent that he has nothing good to say about the ruling party anymore. Check out this interview with Kenneth Okonkwo a few days ago. Watch.
Everything about APC is bad.
Really?
Yes. Because there is no sound coming out of APC. What you hear is noise. And you know, when people make noise, they exchange ignorance through argument. I was in APC, and reading their manifesto, reading their constitution, which their leaders are not aware of. They don't know the contents of their manifesto. Because by their manifesto, they talked about restructuring. By their manifesto, they talked about true federalism. And then the promises they made Nigeria. 1 naira should be equal to $1. Today, a dollar is 735 naira. You know what it means?
Market.
Good. Of course, the parallel market is the street market. You know what that means? It means that APC has failed 735% of the time from what they promised. So their deviation is unpardonable. And to begin to rub it in, I did not subscribe to the fact that ASU will be at home, students at home, my younger ones, denied education for 7 months, and there is no end in sight. That was not the reason I entered APC. When I entered APC, they promised me they were going to tackle security. After the failure of PDP, give it to PDP. They failed. They acknowledged. They apologized. APC came pretending that they are going to build on what PDP did. And yes, they are building a skyscraper of failure on it. Because the security that was limited to Northeast has metastasized and has swept all over Nigeria. In the Southeast, you talk of the unknown gunmen. In the North Central, you talk about the herdsmen. In the Northwest, you talk about bandits, kidnappers, terrorists. In the South, you talk about the oil thieves. In the Northeast, Boko Haram is still laying ambush, liquidating our military officers and the people in Northeast. So they have not done anything. In the issue of corruption, one person who is supposed to be the custodian of the money of Nigeria is alleged to have stolen 109 billion naira, the provable one. You can imagine in APC government, we are witnessing termites eating documents, monkeys swallowing money, snakes becoming money eaters. In APC government, I did not vote for animals to begin to manifest as witches, stealing our money. So in APC government, everybody has become a thief, including animals. Please, we need the redemption. APC, the name of APC, gives me so much trauma.
Wow. It took him 6 years to discover that the APC is a party of thieves, including animals, stealing too. It took him 6 years to discover that the ruling party's manifesto was fraudulent. It also took him 6 years to realize he was in the wrong camp, according to him. All of a sudden, the name APC gives him trauma. Could this be because the party didn't hand him the party's ticket to contest for governorship in Enugu State? Let's hear what Mr. Okonkwo had to say in this regard. Watch.
Let me first of all admit that I nourished the ambition to be the governor of Enugu State. Whoever is in politics can no longer pretend he's not interested in power. It depends on what you want to do when you get the power. When I was in APC, when they brought the obnoxious fee for people to pay as governors, to become governors, a fee that the president said he cannot afford, a fee that the governor of Kaduna State, El-Rufai, said he cannot afford, and they want me to use my money that I'm using for my business to go and pay for such a fee, which I have been unilaterally, continually building APC in Enugu State. APC was non-existent in Enugu State when I came in. When I wanted to do that, I told people, I said it is to give me the impetus that I should campaign for President Buhari, and they are aware of it. So when they brought that prize, I told them, if you're not going to pay this prize, I am not interested. I raised the secretariat for APC in my local government single-handedly. I raised it in my ward single-handedly. And when they wanted to do this registration, new members, I still gave them something in the neighborhood of 7 figures. So when you talk about money, I believe that I prefer to do the right thing and lose rather than doing the wrong thing and winning.
Going by what he said in that video, many will come to the conclusion that he's speaking from a place of pain. You are entitled to believe whatever you make of this situation is entirely up to you. Having left the APC, Mr. Okonkwo has now joined the Labour Party and so much believe in the candidature of former Anambra State Governor, Mr. Peter Obi. Watch him state out his reasons for joining the party and why he's campaigning for Peter Obi to become Nigeria's next president come February 2023. Watch.
I am not going to be sold again to worthless political manifesto. A friend of mine, he's from Jigawa State. Before now, he has been very reluctant when I'm telling him that there is a need for us to think twice about Nigeria. Then the last time he read what I wrote, he responded positively to it. And I was wondering, what changed? He said, look, let's be realistic. We have issues in this country. I am traveling now from Mecca to Medina, riding on a train that is moving at 300 kilometers per hour. He said 40 years ago, this was a rural community. But the leaders of this country have put infrastructure and have transformed this city to a mega city. He said, look, that what we need now is not partisan political parties, but that the citizens of Nigeria should come up with a blueprint, not worthless political manifestos. I have been deceived by manifestos before. These people have no manifesto. Atiku, Tinubu, they have no manifesto. What they have is a document written by some brilliant professors, which I can tell you, they do not know the contents of it. I'll tell you about Peter Obi's 7-point agenda. 1, securing and uniting Nigeria. 2, effective legal and institutional reforms. 3, production-centered growth for food security. 4, leapfrogging Nigeria out of oil dependency to the 4th industrial revolution. 5, human capital development for effective competitiveness. 6, expanding physical infrastructure through market-driven reforms. 7, robust foreign policy that will restore Nigerians' strategic relevance in international community. In all these things, they are the things he did and he had done as the governor of Anambra State.
Well, Peter Obi's 7-point agenda seems very interesting. If eventually he wins, he must follow through this route that he has laid down already, because politicians always have their way of surprising the masses that brought them to power once they assume office. Also, I hope Labour Party becomes Kenneth Okonkwo's final destination. Finally, guess who is back and happy to be back? Take a look at this video. Watch.
The trip was very good. I enjoyed my break, and I'm happy to be back to my fatherland. And Nigeria should expect a very intelligent ability to think and perform. Nigeria should expect that the help they needed is here. The hope that is almost teetering is back. I'm back actively.
The presidential flag bearer of the APC, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has touched down Nigeria after 12 days in a foreign land. The news of his exit from the country raised so many questions amongst Nigerians. Many believed traveling out just after the campaign window got open is a bad way to begin his campaign. Some of his party men claimed they know nothing about his exit from the country, while others said he traveled to London on vacation. Well, he's back now. We will soon hear his agenda for the country if he becomes Nigeria's next president through his campaigns. Remember, no matter what happens, make up your mind to be part of 2023 general elections. This country depends on your votes. Like they say, vote twice, vote right. Enjoy your weekend. I'll see you on Monday.